Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's video, we're gonna be reacting to the psychotic crash outs of TraxNYC. So supposedly he has several crash outs, and it's not just the one that went viral, like towards the end of December near Christmas time. If you guys would remember, it's almost like about a month ago. But yeah, if you guys want to see the original video, here's the original one. It's hello Yazin extras. I'll leave a pin down in the comment description. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
TraxNYC is a jeweler that you don't want to get on the wrong side of.
You see these two pieces of right here? These suckers! Today, now that your face is on the wall, you're playing games! Back to
Yo, I'm surprised these haven't gone viral like the one that just went viral. Excuse my voice. But from what I see, he's very passionate about what he does, about his business. And if I'm not wrong, I think he said that the guys he crashed out on before were stealing from him or something like that.
down! Know your place, you dog! Go, find a career where you can struggle as hard as you want, but remember my new word. I will do everything I can so you won't succeed here, bro. Everything I can.
Some call him insane, some call him a marketing genius, and some plain call him trustworthy. But many think he's just passionate about his business. But you'll see from various examples in this video that TraxNYC's behavior is a wild cocktail of all three. The best example is the insanely viral incident which recently happened over New Year's, but this was not the beginning and it would not be the end.
Yeah, the New Year's incident.
Where's my money, motherfucker? Where's my money?
Believe it or not, this incident was not staged or a moment of madness, but something which had been brewing for over 5 years. Trax moved in.
5 years is a long time to be having problems with somebody, man. A lot can happen in those 5 years, and so much tension could stir up to where you get your breaking point, like how he had.
Into what's known as an exchange, where there are multiple vendors operating in the same building. And this situation has regularly allowed other booths to pretend that they're also part of Trax.
I moved into this exchange in 2018, and I signed with these landlords, this Baharian family, that the father or the uncle or whoever, you know, there used to be a bank there. They bought the bank, they renovated it into a beautiful exchange. And the family renovated them. I know the family for years, for like 20 years, 10 years before whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. I signed a lease. 2018, I move in. You know, I start doing social media. I start getting popular. And I fill up the exchange with great neighbors and everything like that. COVID comes around, and this family.
So he was getting to work, man. So on top of him making his own money, he was helping others to make their money. You feel me? I really mess with that.
I don't know if they're Turkish or Syrian Turkish, they're Christian or whatever. Not that that matters at all, but that's just people are curious about like that. And lo and behold, unbeknownst to anybody, they buy 50% of this exchange.
So this family owns half of the exchange and runs their own booth across from him called Akai Diamonds. However, they were anything but neighborly towards Trax.
And I see something's wrong. The father, you know, I ask him to, you know, we're neighbors in an exchange, in a jewelry exchange. I got the windows and you guys got this booth. And I go to this father and I'm like, yo, these are old school chains. I could sell them. I could do an ad right now, do a commercial. And he's like, He looks at me like I'm some bum, you know, like asking for some.
5 years ago.
Yeah. And I'm like looking at him like, what's wrong with this guy?
The strange thing was that they were looking down upon him, but also secretly stealing.
If it was an older guy, I'd understand why he did that. He probably has no idea about like how powerful social media is in today's age. So if he was a bit older, I understand his reaction. And if he did know Trax or if he didn't know, I don't know what happened between that, but I understand why he rejected the offer.
stealing from his brand.
Then the son is he's trying to lie to me, sneak a little lie. No, this, that. And I'm like, I'm seeing that these people are just doing dirty things. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? And I just start to ignore them. I don't give a shit about them. Then a client, takes a picture and then he tags their business. This is again 5 years ago. Tags my business with his picture. It says TraxNYC with the very same picture that dumb bastard you just had in the thumbnail or whatever, George Akai. And I come up to him and I have him and I take my phone and I show him my phone and I'm like, yo, why is your picture? What is this? He grabs the phone out of my hand. This is 5 years ago. And he's like, and he's holding it like this. He's like, no. I'm like, did you just grab?
Yeah, that's the ultimate disrespect. As a grown man, you should not be yanking things out of another grown man's hand. That's just asking to get punched in the face or problems with the person, man. That's wild. That's like childish behavior right there.
Grab my phone.
This is 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So you guys have had a feud for years.
Yeah. No, I was, listen.
5 years is a long time, like I was saying.
He grabs my phone out of my hand and he's holding it like this, like I'm a child.
So when New Year's Eve 2025 rolled around, all of the brewing tension finally exploded.
Yep.
So this is the receipt from this disgusting company that pretends to be me. Says they're TraxNYC, sells my customer.
So yeah, they are using his name. That's like pretty much. That's like me. That's like How would I say this? That's like identity fraud, taking out a loan in somebody else's name. Shit.
A bracelet rips them
It's fraud, pretty much.
off and rips them off on the gold. They're saying it's 14 karat gold. Well, we're gonna test this bracelet right now.
Start the test.
10 karat gold. So did they say they were TraxNYC?
Yeah,
Oh, that's crazy how much time has how we have evolved and how much that game has evolved. Because I remember back in the day when like low income families needed money, they would sell their jewelry, and my family would do that too. I remember my mom would sell a bunch of her jewelry, and this jewelry guy would come over to the house, and he would have like a kit, right? A liquid kit where he would rub the metal, the gold against certain blocks, and then the chemicals would test if it's actual real gold. You feel me? So like if the little dust of gold would disappear from the chemical, that means it's fake because it's gold. Gold doesn't just fucking disappear off little chemicals. And so I remember they would test the gold like that too, and they would tell you, oh yeah, this is 10 carats, this is 20 carats, and they would be able to tell with just like that. But that would be like a 30-40 minute process. And right now Trax just scanned the jewelry with a device, and that was like 30 seconds. Time has really flew, and technology has come a long way, man.
he tried to portray, he tried to sell one of your products. He said that he ran out
Right.
one of your rings
You-
that you purchased.
Right, that we sell. So you came with a picture of TraxNYC.
Yep, I opened up the website for him.
And then he said he ran out, even though he has nothing to do with me other than to steal my customers all day long. These rats have done this over and over and over again, and I tolerated it. And
That's wild. So on top of that, on top of them playing with his name, they're playing with his money too. That's brewing. That's like throwing gas on fire, bro.
now they over on the carrot as well. Yo, Akai, you are thieves, bro.
Since Akai Diamonds wanted to pretend that they were TraxNYC, Trax decided to film himself from the Akai Diamonds booth.
So not only did these pieces of okay, rip you off on this thing,
That's hilarious. He's in their booth. I remember seeing this clip when it had just happened, the crash out. I didn't think that was their booth. I thought that was his booth, and he was just throwing shade at them like from across the room.
turned out to be 9 karat gold, right? You had a check?
So they're going to be giving you $1,000 on top. Here's $22,000 for your trouble. These bum mother, bro. You get people in this exchange, people in this. Stop being greedy pieces of like. So I'm Trax. I want this coming up with a team every.
Valid crash out. Very valid crash out. How would you guys feel if you worked so hard to start a business, right? To feed your family, support yourself, get out of the poverty that you come from, and then along the way you grow so much and you start becoming so popular that people start using your name, right, in the same district, and they're practically stealing your money, your customers, giving your company a bad name. I don't know about y'all, but I would have probably a worse crash out than Trax, if I'm being honest.
Time.
I'm not condoning violence. No violence. Violence is not good. It's never the answer. I'm just saying what I would do.
Keep scheming, bro. 9 carat this, 2 carat that, this that. Security what, bro? Bullshit, bro. Stop stealing. You gotta come up. I want my money, motherfucker, bro. I gave the money up. You want to be TraxNYC? Here's TraxNYC. Akai. Garbage. You motherfucker, garbage.
On January 2nd, Trax angrily confronted Akai Diamonds.
Where's my money, motherfucker?
Valid, because he just paid out a customer. Well, how much did he say? Like 26,000 or something, plus an extra grand. That's crazy, bro.
Where's my money? Where's my money? I got this bracelet. Where's my money? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? VVS, I3, 14 carat, and you're using my name. You. 6447. Yeah, 6447. Thief! You thief!
Yep.
Stop. Take him.
No. Get your hands off of me, you little you
The other jeweler had been relatively calm until Trax finally broke him.
Yep.
The next piece of footage cut to Max at the hospital and ended with a brilliant piece of marketing.
In the end, they tried to kill me, strangle me with my own chain. Get out of this hospital. TraxNYC.com.
That's a strong chain. If like majority of these rappers' chains be getting snatched like it's nothing. You feel me? Like it's like, I don't know, like a thin piece of rope, or like would be easily snappable. I don't know, like a snapback or something. I don't know. The point is, they were choking this brother out, probably because they were pulling the opposite direction towards, like, well, they were pulling the chain towards the back of his head. Obviously, that's gonna be resistance because the lock is on the back of his head. So, good. All publicity is good publicity, I guess.
This behavior from a jeweler from Cartier or Tiffany would seem highly inappropriate. However, these crash outs are all part of Trax's brand.
Right.
Before these clips went viral, he was also known for crashing out on one of the biggest rappers in recent history.
Yo, Takashi, I had a pleasure doing business with you on the choker, and then you asked for a bracelet. I cut it from this chain here. You're wearing it in your videos. There's only one issue. I never got paid for it. Doing charity, so, you know, you seem like a great guy. I had a great time doing.
Okay, I got so many questions for this man right here. One, how do you send out a product? How do you send out your product without receiving any sort of payment? Right? Two, why would you do that? Like, you're just asking to get robbed or scammed, brother. Right? That don't even make sense. Oh yeah, here, take my product and just pay me back later. Towards rappers. Like, come on, brother. Doing it to yourself.
Business with you. You looked out me on the choker. So I'm sure it's a misunderstanding, but nonetheless, it's $25,000. I got no means of reaching you. So I'm hoping, your finance department could wire in 25 grand or whatever it is you got to do, or we could handle business. And if you don't like the bracelet, just return it, whatever it is.
Yeah, be realistic. They're not returning it. And if they wanted to pay for it, they would have paid for it a while ago or upon receiving the product. You feel me?
You seem to like it. You said you liked it when you got it. Then you're traveling around the world, Hawaii, birthdays, whatever you got to do. I'm out here looking for my money, man. So I'm looking forward to your response.
Tekashi, meanwhile, claimed he had a discount because he was providing Trax with free advertising.
You asked for the bracelet.
I didn't ask for no bracelet. You said, yo, can you promote my jewelry? I said, what am I getting out of it?
Okay, well...
Hold on, Max. Long story short. Remember when you said, yo, let me be your jeweler. I got better quality. I do this, I do that. I said, what are you offering? And you said, well, I got this. And I said, all right, if you got that, I'm not paying for no jewelry. And you said, yo, promote my thing. And you had to deal with Shotty. But you never came up to me and said I owed you money. How you go from 10K and a promotion to 25K? How does that work?
Well, I mean, you know how that works. You put the numbers up there and you say some I didn't listen.
Bro, you literally didn't say nothing right now. You just said some How do you go from 10K and a promotion to 25K?
Ran off.
I remember when this happened. Like back in like 2019.
You took the bracelet. I had nothing. I had to do something about it, bro. You had to do something about it, bro.
And like you can't be blaming the rapper, right? When you approached him talking about promote my jewelry, and then he said, what do I get out of it? And he specifically told you he's not paying for no jewelry. So, and you still decided, I'll send you the chain and stuff like that. That's on you, Trax. That's on you, brother.
Alright, bro, but you look like a clown because everybody's clowning you on the internet.
I'm fine with looking like a clown. I mean, I can say the same thing to you if you want, but it don't mean nothing.
I mean, I know I look like a clown. Like, that's the purpose, but you're a jeweler. Like, you're not supposed to look like
this? Yeah, exactly. But how about this? How about we turn it into a promo, we call it?
Yeah, that's true. He was purposely, like, being a clown. Well, Trax, yeah, he has a valid point. You're a jeweler. You gotta have a more higher professional tone, more professionalism in the way you handle your clients and stuff like that.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? What I was gonna do is
oh, nah, yeah, you have to. Yeah, all right, yo, bro.
As the years went on and Tekashi snitched and landed his friend Shotty with 15 years in prison, Trax made this video calling him out in 2021.
But I understand the man is delusional, and it's a cry for help. The 6'9" on the forehead, the tattoos, the lace fronts.
Hey man, I feel like this beef, I feel like the beef was fake anyways. But like this really helped boost his numbers up as well. I remember that. Because prior to this, we didn't know who he was. I remember that.
The jizz dripping out of his mouth. It's all a cry for help. I'm here, Daniel. Embrace me. I will be your father. I'll embrace you as my son, and I will give you wise counsel. Unlike the retards you were around your whole life, I will guide you from where your life is now to where it should go. Most likely you'll take it straight to the gutter, but at least as a father, I'll do my job if no one else will. Now let's discuss the following, all right? Because it's not all lollipops and sprinkles on Black China's ass. There's a real shit going on.
Did he just say Black China's?
Okay? And it looks a little something like this. Recognize this man?
Yep.
Doing 15 years? Or whatever the it's gonna be?
And what looks like a mental breakdown was simultaneously a highly successful marketing campaign.
And then I realized...
Because right after that, 6ix9ine Kakashi was so popping at the time to where anybody who would like beef with him in a certain way, it would automatically get catapulted to like 15 minutes of fame. And since he has like several crash outs and stuff, it's pretty much like All publicity is good publicity, pretty much.
This kid is this kid. It was what it was. I got everything I wanted out of here. I'm standing here, sitting here doing an interview in LA off of that shit.
So Trax clearly played the game of clout chasing with 6ix9ine. However, Trax seemed to be genuine.
And a lot of rappers were doing that at the time too. If you guys remember, Trippie Redd, 21 Savage, and all of them, they were all going at it.
Furious with a member of the Kardashian family, or formerly member of the Kardashian family, Scott Disick, who was also a frequent guest on Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
This Scott Disick situation, I'm talking to this guy for a long, long time, and you can't talk to this guy in a normal manner. He wants you to kiss his ass. You know what I'm saying? He's leveraging all of the celebrity status.
That's wild. I couldn't deal with clients like that either.
That he has to the maximum with no consideration for you.
Trax tolerated Scott's behavior and patiently waited for him to cross the line where he could crash out on him.
And I played along. And I played along thinking, fuck me over, bro. I dare you to fuck me over, bro.
Scott Disick put his first foot wrong with Trax when he went into the Diamond District in Manhattan and bought jewelry from multiple other jewelers.
And what really pissed me off, just not to go over the story, he shows up to the Diamond District. He visits every jeweler. And then he comes up to me. He does all the business, sweeps a net through the Diamond District to collect as much jewelry. But then he comes up to me. He's like, I came here just for you. And what the fuck are you telling me you came here just for me if you're doing business with everybody? Do you want me in return to say, hey, but you're doing business with everybody? So you could say, I don't like your tone. Dude, I look like a little bitch boy that's going to have that conversation with you. I'm like, oh, okay, bro. You came here just for me. Well, I appreciate that.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's like spitting in somebody's face, equivalent to that, and saying, "Oh, how'd that get there?"
So Trax kept his calm and maintained his professionalism, but gave him a quick warning.
And and I do business, and then he doesn't follow through on one thing, and I let him have it. I'm like, yo, Scott, I'm gonna talk to you man to man. This, and that. You promised me this, and this. I'm starting to get annoyed. I don't like, no one's ever spoken to me like that. I'm going to block you. Why? I'm like, all right, you got my shit, you blocked me? Okay, bro.
Right.
Grab him by the hair and hold him right here. Fuck him. And fuck all that celebrity. Don't play with the money. Just do it like a grown man.
So you'll see how
Yeah, like one thing in life, you just never play with a person's family and a person's money. Just, those are the, like, just you do not want to cross that line with anybody, bro.
Trax seriously underplayed what happened on No Jumper. Here's how he actually responded when Scott Disick blocked him.
And you blocked me. But today, now that your face is on the wall, you're playing games. Back the down. Know your place, you dog. Blasphemer. You sit here and call yourself the Lord? Who the do you think you're talking to? Humble yourself. And keep your mouth shut. Now off. Don't feel bad for me, Scott. Feel bad for yourself. You thought you were gonna come some pussy over here and a free bracelet? Guess again. Should have left those stories up. I gave you an out. But you didn't take it. Down. I don't want to hear your mouth. Shut the
That's
fuck up, bro.
crazy.
This seems to be a similar situation as 6ix9ine, where Scott was offered a discount in exchange for promotion, but didn't.
Yeah, you see, like, you can't do that though, brother. That's on you. That's your fault. Like, you're just asking to get played with.
Follow through with all of the deal. Scott Disick was also dating Sarah Snyder at the time, who also didn't keep her end of the deal either.
Scott, you soft. Guess what? With this little.
Bro, she looks so young. She looked like she just turned 18, bro. That's like some predatory shit right there. Like, waiting for them to turn 18.
Right here. Because one of us is a real piece of shit, apparently. I'm going to tell you what a soft she is, because I know what the I'm doing. And then you have this crack that's been playing game, but she's going to get off the hook because I got this motherfucker, but she's not that far off the hook. Snyder, you junkie, and I'm going to teach you motherfuckers manners. You think it's a joke?
That's crazy. I haven't even like I don't even remember some of these clips, to be honest. I guess they just didn't go as viral as the New Year's one.
Soft. Are you out of your mind? You soft bitch with this.
This reminds me like of those WWE clips where it's like kind of cringy and fake. That reminds me.
So when celebrities don't follow through and give him promotion, he takes this into his own hands and uses them to promote his business while also bringing down their reputation. Really, it's justice if you think about it.
True.
But you can't fully dismiss Trax's behavior as clout chasing. In fact, some of the people he gets angry at the most are his own employees.
Rushing out on employees. Oh, yeah, you see, I haven't even heard of this one. Like, I'm very intrigued by this.
Here's Trax calling out a worker who undersold a piece of jewelry.
Why did you go down to a minuscule baby price like that, bro? Why did you undercut our own company, bro? My are selling over there. They got $5 a month in rent, and they're putting $1,500 on top. Why are you charging so little, bro? Mother coming over here and telling me he's putting $1,500 on top for us. He's running in and he's putting $200.
Yeah, he's practically stealing. I feel like I don't think he was undercharging. I think what he did was he charged the correct amount, and he's like, let me take a little bit for me. Let me pinch some of this little cash, and then he left them with the remaining amount. So he probably stole off probably like $200-300.
Bubblegum he's selling.
And here's how he responded to an employee named Noah who tried to leave and set up his own jewelry business.
Pride and greed. The things I hate the most. You don't know what it is, bro. I haven't hit you at all. I haven't even tapped you on the nose, bro. You young punk.
When you work for TraxNYC, you're given an employee Instagram account for networking and advertising the brand.
Yeah, I've seen one of his employees. It's that white guy. His name's like Max or something.
Usually this involves putting Trax in front of your name.
Yep, Trax.
However, Noah changed his name from Noah Trax to Noah Jeweler and wanted to use his account for his own business. As you can imagine, Trax wasn't too pleased.
Go find a career where you can struggle as hard as you want, but remember my new word. I will do everything I can so you won't succeed here, bro.
Yeah, that's slimy, bro. And then you try to expose him like he's the bad guy. That's like narcissistic right there.
Everything I can.
Noah's new jewelers was in the very same exchange as TraxNYC, and Trax noticed something suspicious about his logo.
Kind of gossips and talks amongst each other. Now Trax realized something that kind of looked a little funny to him. There's a jewelry store right across from Trax by the name of Liana Diamonds. This is the Instagram page of Liana Diamonds right here. This is what the girl looks like. This is the owner. Very beautiful girl. Take a look at her logo. Do you see her profile photo on the top left-hand corner? Right. Take a look at that logo right there. Now, this is Noah's Instagram page, Noah Jeweler. Look at his profile photo on the top left-hand corner. Their logos look very similar. When you look at both of their logos side by side, it almost looks like they're the same company, or at least working together.
Trax put 2 and 2 together and assumed Noah and Liana were now in a relationship.
Enjoy all the Noah, that you chose over me and this business, and you went back and you enjoy that dirt.
Yeah, man, that's one thing there's always 2 types of men in this world. The ones that bend for pussy, and the ones that make pussy bend over for them.
Noah's now hitting people up, talking shit about my business. The fuck out of here, bro! The fuck out of the Diamond District! Slinger Noah over here, scheming on over here, over there, this and that. We're working, him and Isabel, we're working together on a project. All my employees sitting there trying to sabotage my business. I worked for 17 years. I put you on your goddamn feet, and you want to play games? You little slinger sucker. Wear a condom. Don't make no goddamn jewelry. All of Noah's
I mean, I understand the crash outs, but damn, he really does go above and beyond on them, though.
Customers, you're my enemies. All of Noah's
like, from the way he yells, I would have been losing my voice like I am now from the amount of yelling I would have done.
You're my enemies. All people who do business with Noah are my enemy. What are you doing? Are you dumb?
So Trax has also marketed himself as a Gordon Ramsay figure for jewelers. And all of these angry incidents just shows how passionate he is about his business and craft. And his animosity is also directed at the other jewelers and specifically people at the
The thing I like about Trax, though, I'm gonna fast forward. The thing I like about Trax is that he exposes all the fraud that's going on in the jewelry game.
Diamond District in New York.
You see these two motherfucking pieces of shit right here? These suckers! Yo, why did you on my gold at 55% when it's supposed to be 58, bro? Tell the world how much you stole, motherfucker! And tell me what you're gonna do about it, you sucking piece of shit!
That's dental gold.
I don't give a you
That's crazy.
stole 3%, I gave you mad money! Bro,
Yo, relax yourself.
listen, you're...
Relax yourself, brother.
Yeah?
Trax also got into this heated argument with other jewelers online, particularly when the watch expert Nico Leonard called out some of his jewelry, who had previously called out Rick Ross for having a fake watch.
What happened between you and Trax? Trax is a jeweler in New York. He calls out bullshit. But then when the bullshitter calls out the bullshit, I call out the bullshit. That bullshit's the bullshit.
I remember this clip.
This beef began when Cardi B flashed her $100,000 watch.
Yeah, they were fighting over. Excuse me. They're fighting over the worth of a piece or a watch loses value because you're drilling a bunch of little tiny holes to add those little diamonds. Trax was saying no, it doesn't lose value because you're adding value towards the watch because you're adding more jewelry onto it. And his argument was no, you're damaging the watch and it's destroying the value because you're drilling a bunch of tiny holes onto the watch. They both had valid reasons, and like it's just up to you it's up to the customer whether they want to waste extra money to ice out a piece or if they just want to plain Jane it. You feel me?
Watch.
100 down on my wrist.
But what you're saying here is absolutely bullshit. That watch is not $100,000. If you paid $100,000, you have been this time from the backside without a condom.
100 down on my wrist.
That watch is a Patek Philippe 5711 that you've this watch is worth an absolute maximum of $60,000. The diamonds on this watch have been added by a jeweler. These were diamonds that weren't good enough to fit into jewelry. This is not factory set. If it was factory set, this watch would have been worth at least $1 million. Cardi B, if you want to be a baller, buy factory.
So Trax responded in a relatively calm manner, as it always seems to start.
Now telling Cardi B how to be a baller is already bull. Let's break it down. This particular lady's Nautilus in plain Jane is around 65 grand.
Nice. It's a pretty nice watch too.
But she's not plain Jane. She's Cardi B, and she likes her pieces iced out. So when you're
that's like an extra 20K of diamonds right there, brother. So I don't know how the other dude's logic is like, no, you're decreasing the value, but they're also adding $20,000 worth of diamonds onto it. Like if those diamonds aren't worth nothing, then
taking a $65,000 watch and adding $40,000 worth of diamonds, and I do this all the time. That doesn't make the watch only $65,000. That makes it $100,000, like she says. Now you could go get a factory set from Patek Philippe
because the diamonds themselves are still worth money.
You can wait in line and suck for $1 million, or you could not.
They both had a back and forth online, and Trax soon bumped to him in real life in Southampton, Pennsylvania.
Just I got my business style. You know, you got your business style, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to I'm going to take your timepiece. I'll ice it out for you.
Don't touch that. You don't even know how to open a class.
I'm going to ice out your timepiece, buddy. Give me your watch, bro. You can watch it.
Yeah, I feel like this is like fake actually. Like they actually like went into a room, had a full blown grown man conversation and they're just like, okay, let's just do it for content.
Relax, you jerk. We're gonna ice it out right here, right now. All the holes in the world.
Then Trax flew to Ireland to have a boxing match with him. However, Nico is in the same game as Trax, where he heavily uses social media to promote his business.
Right.
So Nico was asked about Trax's recent drama over New Year's and called him both a hero and a genius.
Yeah, you see, it's like, you guys ever get into a fight in school, right? You're just going at it with this other dude. You guys don't like each other, talking mad smack about each other, and then that day comes where you guys finally fight it out, right? And then there's like a mutual respect type of thing. Like, okay, you handled your candle like a man, with some balls, right? And I respect it. And then later on, a couple days after, they start talking, and then later on they become best friends like these two.
I didn't have this one on my bingo
Men are simple creatures.
card for 2026, to be honest. TraxNYC. What a guy. Honestly, what a guy. See, let's talk about Trax in a second. Let's first talk about 47th Street, because that's the finest of this way. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I hear a bunch of stories about how that Diamond District is full of scammers.
47th Street and the Diamond District is full with scams, right?
Yep.
It's all scumbags. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? But the majority of 47th Street, the majority of the Diamond District are scumbags. They're good people out there. They're hardworking people out there. K Diamonds is definitely not one of them. Scumbags. But, like, one guy we tracked.
Or I'm gonna fast forward.
He's honest, he's himself, and he will always be himself no matter what.
Yep.
And I love it.
One thing that TraxNYC has made clear is that he's here to stay, and he has completely revolutionized the way that jewelers market themselves online. Before, and even still, most jewelers had to rely on influencers or shout outs or pairing themselves with, and the influencers in this case being rappers or musicians. And we got personalities with the rise of a Johnny Dang or even a Ben Baller.
Right.
But Trax is somebody that decided to be the influencer himself and to take advantage of the many times that rappers have in the past tried to take advantage of the fact that they provided a lot of promotion for jewelers. So for somebody that's fighting for their customers to not get ripped off, and on top of that, calling out people that scam other jewelers or take advantage of them, there really isn't much bad we can say about the guy.
True. Like, at the end of the day, he's a very passionate guy, right? That he actually loves what he's doing. So I could see why he takes it very, very serious. And on top of that, he's doing a service to the community, to his customers, to where they don't have to worry about, okay, is this real jewelry? Is this a real watch? Are these diamonds like lab grown? Am I getting scammed? Are they telling me that they're like from the lab and they're charging me for like the price of a natural? But that would be the video, guys. If you guys liked it, enjoyed, make sure to hit the like and subscribe. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.